Well, commanders, sorry for that little break. Unfortunately, I had an important phone call I needed to take. But that is now done. And we are back to our weird things that we're doing with Commander Mechan and the like. So I am now at 89 light seconds away from Nebo Cyber Party Base, which is where we're heading next. And hopefully we got this sorted out. Alright. Get this also running. Alright. Trying to get 70 things working at the same time. Just charging. As always. Chat back up and running. We're getting there slowly but steadily. Okay. Alright. I don't know why, by the way, one of my streams says Alright, we're back here. Back live. Past Nebo Cyber Base, heading back. Do glide skipping right now, which is like a technique that allows us to skip a glide phase and also approach in a much faster manner, which requires kind of going almost straight down. Once we're at 200 kilometers per second, we can kind of speed up. 400, 300, 200. All right, speed up. Like the orbital cruise velocity, and as soon as we're kind of like about to drop, we kind of disengage now, and we are right here. Look at that, pretty cool, isn't it? Thank you, Sarge.
Now receive Delta Echo Foxtrot.
Wasn't get faster than this to landing.
Commander, request docking permission.
Oh, kitties! Kitty got me. That's like a real ambush. That is a real ambush. So I can use my ECM, but you got me at this point. Got it. Once I'm like on the pad, I'm kind of safe because like then Limpets can't attach to my hatch because I'm kind of too low down here. Okay, so now we can engineer our pacifiers with double shot, which is what we're here for. I haven't really thought about what I'm gonna put on as an experimental. What should I put on as an experimental? Oversized is always an easy kind of choice, but not necessarily the best. Corrosive, incendiary. Corrosive is great once shields drop, but I think double-sided incendiary is probably the best for shields overall. Although this changes the rate of fire somewhat, increases the thermal load by a lot. So the rate decreases the ammo maximum. Or if I should do a number which are incendiary. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I do all incendiary, or should I put a corrosive on there too? Should I do something different? In the meanwhile, I can engineer them more like overall damage and rate of fire and everything. But incendiary is the best against shields in general. Cleaning shell is the one that does the most damage as far as like rate of fire is concerned, but I don't know that it's necessarily the best. This particular ship. Alright, so we did incendiary for the first one. Let's keep going. Oh, we should put some music back on. Let's do that. Oh, and by the way, I have something to show you, which is we have mugs available on Bonfire, which I think look pretty frigging amazing. They came out really nice. This is like a Xenostrike Force mug. Like, we have one for the Anti-Xeno Initiative, and we have a general one for Glory to Mankind. I think they actually really well made. Not only do they look great, but they look like pretty, I don't know, high quality kind of stuff. Put incendiary rounds. There we go. You cat off duty. I was about to gank you. It would be my first gank in the history of the game. If I managed to undock from here, but apparently you got away. So. Alright. Too bad. Cleaning shell supposedly works also against incoming ammunition, but I don't know if it works against limpets. I don't know that I've necessarily ever tried that. Restarting them resulted on like average stream beat rate too high. Oh, I see what's happening here. Play with that. That makes. Actually, can change it live. No, I can't. this thing is so complicated. But it's okay. Keep rolling here. Damage per second of these things is absolutely bonkers. And the double shot ones actually have a pretty decent output damage. There's that too. Oh, you turned my prismatic shields off, Tarif. With my yeah, I'm gonna play with commands where you can actually turn my in-game shield off at some point. It's probably something I'm going to regret. Actually, I'm almost certainly going to regret it. Should I do all incendiary or should I do one corrosive? Maybe we do all incendiary. Hey Dragster, welcome to the stream. Hey Kitty, you should type properly. That's Guardian, not Gaurdian. Right. Hey Raphael, yeah, we're chilling. Everything is good except somebody disabled my prismatic shields around my webcam. And you have to type prismatic again to turn it back on. There you go. That's Guardian. Properly typed. Right. There's actually a Guardian beacon behind me. Not that you can see it, but it's there. Right. Alright, I think I got all my pacifiers. Now I think I need to put my experimental on. Thank you for turning my shield back on. My prismatic shields back on. Now I need to go to another engineer to kind of put, like, somehow I had some money.
Procedure complete. Clear for departure.
I was gonna say, what's the closest guy distance-wise that has Sarge? Sarge has rails. I think Sarge has rails, at least. I think. Doesn't he have rails?
Flight control now offline. Goodbye, Commander.
The Sarge has rails, right? I'm going to a Sarge. Somebody should kind of double check that I'm going to like a place that makes sense. But I think the Sarge has rails. Thank you, Dragster. Yeah, this is something I'm experimenting with, like ambient and dream, like stuff. Alright, down we go. Mechan 07 Baron. What happened? Sarge does level 3 rails? No, level 3 rails is fine. I already have the engineering. I just need to put the experimental. Yes, this is a double shot pacifier. Pre-engineered frag cannons, they're okay. They're okay for PvE, but I don't think they're necessarily all that good for anything else. I might actually have them like carry. We might try to put them on instead of a rails for PvE, since like we're doing frags. We might as well go all frags, pacifiers, and the CG medium ones. So yeah, let's do that. The problem with like gimbal frags in general is they're not very good, but those at least are semi-decent, so we'll do that. And yeah, I was saying, Dragster, that this is music I've been creating with Soon over the last few days that I've been assembling into a potentially interim album that I would call Peace for Mankind, as the Fargoids are effectively now defeated. So having some like ambient trance dream-like music as a background for chilling and doing other things is would not be that bad. I'm still experimenting like, with the streaming thing, and you guys should tell me if the music volume is okay, if the ducking or like the volume going down when I speak is better. Refusion. I don't think I've ever heard of Refusion. Now I kind of want to check it out. Refusion. Refusion is now producer.ai. Is that the same thing? Just rebranded? Sarge system, so there should be a beach. The beach. The beach. To the beach we go. Go to classic. What is classic? A new AI is OG. Producers invite only. Join the waitlist. I don't think I can go there. There's TAD, Refusion, TAD AI, is that the one? Oh, it's based on Stable Diffusion. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, thank you, Raphael. Appreciate it. Nice. Yeah, I think part of the issue, like just in terms of attendance right now, is like I had to stop the stream to take an important phone call, so now I'm like, it's like kind of like. So there's two streams on YouTube. One is for YouTube mobile, and the other one is YouTube regular. So if you're on the vertical TikTok-like stream, you're on the wrong stream if you're watching on a PC. So you can switch that. The sound effect volume to 5. You mean the game audio sound effects? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean something else? The game. Oh, we can lower that. Thank you for that feedback. So let's do that. Let's see. Let's give it minus 3 or 6 dB. How about minus 4 dB? How does that sound? Is that better? Is that still too loud? Let me know if it's still too loud. I applied to stream also on TikTok. I'm not. I'm streaming on YouTube mobile though in vertical format. So that I am doing. I don't know why YouTube recommended you the mobile one. I also don't know how YouTube distinguishes between mobile and like live regular streams. Cool. Yeah, I don't know, like, typically if it's like vertical format, it should realize that it's a short. Yeah, I know, that's what you're saying. Raphael is right. Like, if it's a vertical thing, it should kind of automatically recognize that is a short stream. But somehow I might have my settings wrong or something like that, and it might not be working as intended. It might be a skill issue, like exclamation skill on this stream. I don't quite know yet exactly. Again, I'm gonna try the glide skipping step here. Oh, I got it too late, so I ended up not glide skipping. It's fine. It says I'm live twice, but I'm trying to think about like video details and see if there was like a visibility restriction playlist on there. Customization, live challenge, shall replay, subscribers, redirect trailer. How do you tell that a YouTube stream? I'm gonna ask a question. How to tell YouTube a stream is for shorts? To tell YouTube a stream must stream vertical using the mobile app or setting up a vertical canvas in a streaming software, which is exactly what I'm doing. You also to enable live streaming for your channel and have it verified. That check. Once live, the system will automatically recognize and promote vertical stream in the shorts feed. Guys, apparently it's supposed to just work as a sort of shorts feed kind of thing. If you're telling me it doesn't, I don't know what to say. YouTube, what the hell are you doing? I guess is what I'm saying. Right. It is truly a mystery as to why. Slow down, I don't crash into the beach.
Control online. Welcome, Commander. Request.
Yeah, Gable, thank you. I already did that. I went to Zach Nemo. I'm going to the Sarge to put an experimental on my second railgun, and then we're gonna be heading back to my carrier to actually put 2 other frags on, and then we're gonna go hunting. No, I'm not in Germany. I'm in the United States of America.
Proceed to landing pad 04.
Landing pad 4. Could be down here. It is odd, Strugo, like... Again, there's probably some things I need to sort out regards the notification and the like. I don't understand like how this all works. Like multi-streaming is actually pretty complicated to set up. It took me the better part of a day to kind of figure it all out. But eventually I did. And here we are. It did, I think, screw up with like
operation
viewers. Like now it's like
system shut down. Welcome, Commander.
We have, I think, an abysmal number of viewers compared to what we had before. Again, I'm not sure what's happening. I think it's because the notifications only kicked in on the previous stream, and this thing didn't carry over from the previous stream. It's fine. Again, I play to have fun, not because we need an audience. We welcome the audience, but it's not required. Yeah, this is more like dream trance than trance. Like, so I grew up in Europe myself, not in Germany, but if that counts. Right. Alright, so this one doesn't have the experimental, and we wanted to put, I think I have super pen on the other one, just to confirm. I have super pen, so I want a feedback cascade on this one, I guess. Okay. Now we have everything we need for a more PvP oriented ship. Thank you, Rex, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, it's working somehow, but so do we do better on a number of things. Right.
Takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure.
Glad you guys like the music. I was wondering, like, are people gonna like it? Like, I spent a couple of days dealing with this, and you know, some people like it, some people are gonna say it sucks. So I'm glad people like it. Where is my carrier? That's Kali. That's Pleiades. Ganja should be down here somewhere. Where did they... Oh, there it is. Ganja. Let's roll. That with a lead. I went for numbers and selected the biggest station, and I don't have friends to help. Yeah, solo T3, man, is quite the effort. Very much quite the effort. If you had read the guide, the colonization mega guide that a certain knowledgeable and very handsome person wrote not too long ago, you would have known better than to start with a tier 3 station. Yeah, doing a T3 by yourself is like excruciating. When did I start with Elite? I'm actually a beta backer. I didn't want to splurge to be an alpha backer and kind of regret it somewhat now. But yeah, I was a beta backer. I started with the original release of the game. Even before the release, in fact, of the beta. How did I find out about the game? I found out the game because I used to play Frontier First Encounters and Frontier Elite 2. Frontier Elite 2 was the very first game I got on my PC as a preteen, actually, or as a young teenager. And so I sort of had a huge and deep admiration of Braben and his work. And when I knew that, when I learned that he was doing a Kickstarter to create a new game, I was like, I'm all in. And so that's when I started playing. Have I tried shock cannons? Shock cannons, yes, I tried shock cannons. I have them, I think, on my carrier too. Shock cannons, I'm trying to kind of somewhat getting confused with Concord cannons. Concord cannons are the ones that are cannons but fire 3 shots, versus shock cannons are the ones that have like repeater mode and kind of heat you up really, really quickly. That's like how I think about them. The short answer is no, they're not worth getting. At all. They're fun. I mean, if you want to have fun with them, I guess they are worth having, but if you want to actually have something that works well, no. They're not worth it. Yeah, oh, we're gonna try this Dragster 2 and see how it goes. Oh yeah, totally. I definitely enjoyed this as a kid, and here we're still. So one thing that, like, a creator friend of mine said is that my webcam is also too bright for the darkness of space, and that I should probably kind of like decrease the brightness somewhat. Like, this is probably awful. How do I kind of do that without it looking awful, like, and without crashing into a star while I'm fixing this? Too late, I'm crashing into a star. Oh well, that gives us time to actually fix the brightness here, so let's do that. I guess the gamma contrast brightness. There we go. See how this looks. That's kind of darkish, too darkish, no. Something like this. That with kind of better contrast. Oh, this is gonna get more pattern. That's like looking like crazy. Like, something like this. I think this is darker or less in your eyes. Did someone Pargoidify me? Like, yeah, the white shirt certainly doesn't help. Like, which is like, actually the more pattern is like, it's actually blue. That's part of why it looks too bright. It's actually light blue shirt that, like, with actual lighting looks very white. All right, let's get back to Super Cruise. Rookie move. Yeah, let's use the commander exclamation kill to kind of highlight that it was a rookie move. what improvement would I suggest for the game to get better? Oof. Do you have 3 hours to hear my answer? I mean, the answer to that one is really long. I think there's definitely a lot of quality of life improvements that I think can be made, and that I think would be nice to see in the game. Like small things, but which make the experience overall better. Like the fact that they fixed finally that only your carrier automatically shows without having to have filters in the left panel. Now that's great. Like there's a bunch of issues like that. Like when you're trying to jump a carrier in a system, you can't really guess what systems are available or free. And like when it fails, it sends you back all the way to the origin system, which is increasingly annoying. So I think a lot of quality of life things would be good for the game. And then I think another Fargoid War would be nice, but I'm kind of spoiled in that regard. Compo Queen is asking a question. But I think you guys can all see, even if you're on a different platform, you can still see the comment chat at the bottom, so you can see like who I'm answering or talking to in terms of a chat, even if you're on a different platform between Twitch and YouTube. What are the rules on wing mining sharing with on outs? Tells me different after still hasn't sent me a reply. It's been 3 weeks. I mean, I don't know that there's necessarily an official stance in that regard. I think in general the idea is like multi-boxing is something FDF doesn't support. So if you're using like 4 different clients to fly them at the same time, that's not supported. But if you have multiple accounts that you use sequentially, so switching from one account onto the next, I think that's okay. I think that's a rule, but don't quote me on that, because I think the general rule is if you pay more and you're not a nuisance, they're going to be okay with it. I think that's the rule. It's a real rule. Like, yeah, I think the 4 accounts on 4 PCs, I mean, that's the kind of thing that honestly, if you take the letter of the law and I think the actual rule, they probably would say that's not allowed. But again, so long as you don't exploit the heck out of it and, you know, make other people's experience miserable and otherwise paint too big of a target on your back, nobody's really gonna care, right? And yeah, Billy, like, getting into AX certainly makes most everybody a better pilot. AX, if you take PvP out, is probably the highest skill activity in the game. The skill ceiling is very, very, very high. I mean, I don't think I've hit the skill ceiling myself. And I do have some experience in AX combat, so that should tell you something. Yeah, I mean, again, Compo Queen, if you're asking me to interpret the letter of the law according to the end user license agreement, I think the end user license agreement says something around multi-boxing / multi-account and something like that. Again, you can check it yourself if you want an official word. That's not allowed. But again, having more accounts that you kind of sequentially rotate into is allowed. I think, if I recall correctly, that's what it is. But it's the kind of thing that, like, you know, it's like macros. Like, are people gonna get banned because they use pip macros? No, nobody's gonna get banned for using pip macros. Like, are people gonna get banned because they AFK, sort of do type 10 AFK botting in a Haz-res? Well, that's a lot more likely to get you into trouble. Like, and even then, I don't think anybody's recently banned for botting. Like, in fact, people openly talk about AFK builds and the like, and people don't bat an eye recently, so... Like. How many interceptors have I fought at the same time? So... I mean, solo or in an anti-xeno combat zone, or... Because again, fighting in a setting, and it also depends on the type and nature of those interceptors. I mean, there's a famous video on YouTube that shows me getting hyperdicted by 3 Cyclops and splashing those 3 Cyclops in less than a minute, all 3 of them with Shard Conda. That's probably my most popular short on YouTube. I made actually a remastered version of that video as a proper kind of horizontal format if you want on YouTube. So I can post that link to that video while my ship goes down here. Let's see if I can find it. Remaster. This is the one. There you go. Solo. I am not the multi-goid specialist, so I think I've fought a Hydra and a Hazardous together for sure. I remember doing that ages ago. I don't remember if I ever did the famous Octagoid, which would be 8 interceptors at the same time from a hyperdiction, which is a popular multi-goid instance. I know I've done a bunch of dual-goid fights. I don't know that I've never done... I mean, in anti-Xeno combat zones and during various events, I've fought certainly more than 2 at a time, because, I mean, just the end of station CZs is 3 Hydras at the end, and then I've taken them on, at least for a period of time, all 3 of them on my own. But multi-goiding isn't really my biggest specialty, the main reason being multi-goiding solo takes an enormous amount of time. Because like a typical Hydra takes 55 minutes if you don't speedrun it, and if you're fighting 8 at the same time like Ewan did, you are not speedrunning it, I can promise you that. So I don't have 8 hours of my day or night or anything in a contiguous fashion to kind of be able to do an 8 Hydra fight like Ewan did. Yeah, if you don't speedrun it, 1 Hydra fight solo is 55 minutes. You can speedrun it if you really know what you're doing. I think I can do it myself. You can do it a lot faster if you know what you're doing. But in general, the first Hydra you do, where you still don't know what you're doing, takes around 55 minutes. Which is not an insignificant amount of time, as you guys kind of were noticing. Alright, so let's store these 2 rails. And you guys said you wanted to see the CG frags. So let's show some of the CG frags. Good. Alright, so now where are the CG frags is the question. They're probably on the fragment scan of some kind. These are pre-engineered ones, right? Double shot, screening shell. They have some other kind of engineering. I can't even remember what it is. But these are the ones. So let's do these. Well, these are only class 1? Really? No, it's gotta be bigger ones than class 1s. I thought there's class 3. Are they only class 3 and class 1? Really? Yeah, then no, those are not gonna be particularly... These are not particularly interesting if it's just... So what should we put here in terms of PvE weapons? Somebody was talking about shock cannons. I think I have shock cannons here. Shock cannons, there you are. Gimbal too, fixed gimbal, all kind of shock cannons. But we have fixed pacifiers that fire on a different rate, so we probably need gimbal shock cannons. But one of the main issues with shock cannons is they cannot be engineered. So there's that, that's problematic. These just do kinetic damage, by the way. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to use the incendiary pacifiers to strip shields mostly, and then we'll use shock cannon on hulls where they do a more reasonable amount of damage. Plus, we're only using 2 medium ones, so hopefully these are not going to heat us up like crazy. And we're going to replace our ECM that we used as defense against fuel Fuel Cat Wizard Kitty. And we're gonna trade it back for our shield booster, which is a better use of a utility. 2 pacifier and 3 class 3 CGs from the CG to compare them. Oh, I could do that. In which CG did people get God Shards? There was only 1 God Shard available. Only 1. And that was years ago. I wish it was 4. No. It's only 1. And only for a very small number of people. So God Shards are incredibly rare. And rightly so, because they are completely overpowered, so... Like, I had a shield reinforcement. It's under... Actually, don't know why the shield reinforcement is under hull reinforcement, but it is under hull reinforcement, so... And this should be my prismatic shield, so we now have shields again. Go figure. Should we do... Should we do Byway for... Probably should do byways for like a PvE type of environment. Or maybe we can do prismatics just to like stick with a more traditional build. Everything else looks good. Dodge in hand, sensors are long range, yep. Everything else here looks good. This we don't really need for PvE, but whatever. Alright, we got pacifiers and somebody who said shock cannons, so shock cannons it is. Alright, let's find something to go blast. One of the problems with a ship that has so much shield is that the shield takes forever to recharge, even if you're docked. I mean, look at how slowly it is recharging. So it's gonna take a while for it to kind of like... it's pretty impressive, right? The Shard Corner clip is kind of remarkable. It's one of those things that you kind of make it look easy, but it's not actually that easy. I mean, it's not that hard either, but it's also not as easy as it looks. Yeah, no, I agree. It should probably be byway for... Look at how slow it's charging even when I'm docked. I mean, the amount of shield this ship has is crazy. It has 3,800 almost shield hit point with really good resistances to boot. So, anyway, let's finish it charge and then we'll head out. And can someone instant kill a Medusa Hydra with 5 mod shard? Or, oh, I got a video for you too. Like, I have a video for you too. Look at what we got here. Ta-da! This is what Byron wanted to see, or rather was asking about. I don't know if he thought he was going to see it, but he's going to see it now. Do I need or have limpets? I don't think I have any limpets because I don't think I have any repairs here, so no repairs. All right, let's go. All right, let's set up fire groups. So I'm going to put passives on number 1 and shock cannons on number 2. And the rest is just fine. All right, cool. Oh, the easy mode Corsair? The one with ADSI multi-cannons and modified plasma charges? It's a great build. It's like the most comfort build that actually works unbelievably well. I actually got one. I would have showed you how it works. I have it at this very carrier, but now I guess we're out here with pacifiers, so we're doing something else, but maybe next time. Or maybe you should try it and show us how it works. Alright, let's see if there's any point of interest or signal source. That's not point of interest. Like, this is a nice and peaceful system, so there's not much here. See if we can find a galaxy map like with a state of war or something. Commodity, power play status, system organization. It's somewhere here, I think. Star class, state, war or civil war. Let's see what we got around here. This one, how far is this one? It's 2 jumps. 2 jumps should be fine. It's actually 3 jumps. 3 jumps is annoying. But it should still work. I don't think there's a closer one. Let's do that. Or Tari can show you if you're in Discord. No, you can use the enhanced multi-cannons, they're fine. Haz-res are a bit better, but not crazy better. I mean, if you have a choice, you should use the Haz-res, but if you don't, you can use the enhanced ones and you're good. And you have easy mode Corsair is really, really good. Oh, insta-killing a Hydra or Medusa solo? No, that's not happening. That is not happening. I mean, in terms of raw damage, I think the God Shard actually does less raw damage than a typical mod shard. But the thing about the God Shard is that it has like 6-kilometer range. The God part is not the damage. The God part is the range of that weapon. It's the only serious AX weapon. In fact, I think it's the only AX weapon, period, that can outrange the main gun of an interceptor. That lets you damage an interceptor whilst being completely away from any kind of threat or damage. A friend of yours is only using Haz-res after encountering glaives. Well, you should send him a video. Like, let me show you a video that you should send him. And tell him, Haz-res are not the only choice. Here you go. This is the video you should send him. Does easy mode Corsair drop off from Medusa's Hydra? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. The the easy mode Corsair does fantastic against Hydras, Medusas, you name it, whatever. It's just such an awesome build. I mean, if you're looking in terms of like actual raw power of the build, a 4 mod shard Corsair hits harder than the easy mode Corsair. So if you know what you're doing, you would want to go with a 4 mod shard Corsair for advanced AX combat, especially in an anti-xeno combat zone. However, until you get to that point, I mean, the easy mode Corsair does amazing, even against Hydras. Yeah, I mean, the Embony permit is so worth it, I can tell you that. Like, mod plasmas are great, and beyond mod plasmas, even conflict zones, these are low intensity. Really? All you got is low intensity conflict zones? You got nothing for me other than low intensity? Alright, let's do it low intensity, I guess. I mean, yeah, mod plasmas are good. This is actually going to be very spicy out here, I think. Might be too spicy, actually. I don't have heat sinks on this ship because it's like all shields. You know what? Let's go to something that doesn't result in me completely crazy overheating. Why am I overheating with clean drives? Yeah, this doesn't have clean drives. This is a dirty drive ship. You know, there's this general meme circulating that like I'm a proponent of clean drives, which I mean, the nuance is lost on a lot of people as to why I propose clean drives and what for specifically. The popular build that I popularized that had clean drives was the shielded Titan bomber, originally the Mamba and subsequently the Titan Mark II, which turned out, by the way, to be the best Titan bomber of the war. Incredibly powerful and incredibly capable ship. And the issue with that is that there was no way to keep that ship under 20% heat, under thrust, and while shields charging with dirty drives. So we had to go with clean drives with thermal spread of all things to stay under the heat threshold of detection of the Titan and to make Titan bombing significantly easier for people that use that though. But for whatever reason, I guess, part of the community, especially the PvP community, found the idea of using clean drives for anything exceptionally hilarious and made it into a meme, which if you were talking about regular builds or just about anything, yeah, it would, let's fight with the Brazilian League of Pilots. Yeah, it totally would be a meme, but for what it did, it was, no, it was pretty good. Alright. Alright. Now its shields are down. We should be able to use the shock cannons to some effect. Oops, I pressed the wrong button here. What is going on? I keep pressing the wrong button. Alright. Quick stabilizer out. Well, let's go for the Anaconda. See if we can actually target a power plant while we're at it. Has a lot of shield boosters, that ship. Alright, let's dance. It's kind of hard to tell when you have like two separate like power indicators. Right. Alright, that worked. These are shock cannons in action. You can use pacifiers here too, to be honest. Just about anything will hit condas anyway. Why this thing keeps, like, by the way, alt-tabbing me out. What's the range of pacifiers? I can't even remember what it is. Be able to get some hits on the plant from here. The problem with like shock cannons is like repeated hits kind of like result in jitter, and jitter is not good. Jitter no good. This is like not a bad amount of hull damage, I guess. Although the passies are better. Cool. Yep, that's right, Dave. It's a double shot pacifier Titan 2 with shock cannons in the medium, so it's a bit of a weird mix. Old ships are obsolete. Well, some are obsolete, not all of them are obsolete. Like, some pips and says. Boom.
Another one down. Keep going, Commander.
Another one down. Oh, we're free. Dave Wheeltalk is a member of the Continental Discord, and in particular he's actually one of the members of the high table of the Continental Discord. The Continental Discord is a Discord that organizes bounties on commanders, which helped organizing the pretty amazing event we did a few weekends back. And I believe we also had an encounter during that event, Dave, if I remember correctly. Dave was very honorable in fighting to the end during that encounter, so kudos to Dave for that. Let's try and get some shot at. Got shields long against incendiary frags or pacifiers. He banking? Like he was banking. Skora, thanks for follow. Black Spartan, if you are in the vertical stream, you're in the wrong stream. There's two streams on YouTube now. One is vertical and one is horizontal. One's meant to be for mobile and one's meant to be for desktop. So you should switch to the non-desktop. Sorry, non-mobile stream. So shock cannons kind of suck, but I really like their effect when they fire. The effect feels really cool. Hey Cinia, thanks for a follow too. Like, gonna hardly do any damage. So this is actually a pretty fun build. Not necessarily the most effective, but it's fun. I like the machine gun effect of like the shock cannons. That's the main challenge of incendiary frags without like the assistance of like a corrosive or our sort of special effect is they don't do a lot of hull damage. Shock cannons do when they hit, which is not often. Look at that. Look at the shield down like. Is incendiaries have much higher heat generation, and when your distro is kind of like a bit down like it was here. Now I gotta land some good hits. It's showing me his broadside. Maybe I give it a little pass here. Did I get its thrusters? Like, let's see. Not really. Yeah, I got its drive. I got both its drive somehow. I wasn't really trying for it, but it worked. Without drives, it's not going anywhere quite literally. Energy back. They just slow down at this point. Like, lost another ship. I'm gonna be okay, I'm pretty sure. Now we slow down and we just fire in its face. Oh, my shock cannon is out of ammo. That's sad. My passy should be doing fine though. Oh, never mind. I'm completely out of ammo. In this case, this is what we gotta do. Boom! When out of ammo, use your rammo. That's a motto of the Antique Pseudo Initiative. One of many. And down it goes. Boom! Only 30,000 credits, which is kind of silly. Alright, we're all out of ammo, so let's go get some ammo back, I guess. Schubert Hub is nearby. We almost won the conflict zone. Let's see if we can rammo some of our people. We should probably ram them with 4 pips and sis. Otherwise it's kind of silly. Battle 1. Oh, there you go. Good job. Good job using our ammo. Alright, let's go rearm. Can't shoot with snoop? Yeah, that works too. Right. Bad. Those boosts, yeah, I mean, if you have flight assist off, it does take some adjustment, but you can always tap flight assist on to kind of like get you back on trajectory. The interesting thing is I run out of ammo for both shock cannons and pacifiers more or less at the same time. Yeah, well done. I don't know if I should exactly celebrate harming an NPC, but thank you. All right. Take it. Slow down. All right, we armed. I think the ship is. Let's try and find some either Haz-res or something more interesting than a low intensity combat zone. Although we did get a couple of condos at least. Wonder if there's any place around here that like probably should be able to turn in some of my care packages by the way. Now that I kind of spent a bunch of these to kind of like, but not really, I guess. This is a problem a lot of people have, right? I'm trying to kind of like collect them so like as I go, so that like it keeps them generally manageable. Also, it's a great thing to have like quadrant carrier where you can dump some of the extra on-foot material for other people to use. If you're completely full, might as well, right? Alright, this is not gonna work more than this. Alright, so is there maybe a mission I can do? I haven't done missions in so long, since the Fargo missions actually showed up. Assassinate a deserter. Silly 500,000 credits for this thing. I don't even know if I want to necessarily do it. Like, what are the materials? Specialized grade 1 materials. If there's anything that's decent in terms of materials, maybe I'd consider it, but like none of these things looks particularly interesting. Ruthenium though is a grade 4 material. It's probably the best. 72 pirates though might take a while, so we're not gonna do that. Yttrium is nice. 25 pirates, again, also takes a while. Brazilian League of Pirates are friends, so we're not gonna shoot them. It doesn't look that there's anything ever interesting. Focus ships. What are focus ships? I don't even know what focus ships. Oh, Kitini focus ships. Oh, that's not a type of ship. It's just Kitini focus, a new faction. That kind of makes sense. Right. Data mine wake exceptional. These are really good. Like, they're used in a bunch of FSD things, but 81 ships, gosh, that would take a long time. That would take a long time. I would have to take out my conda to do this, and I don't necessarily want to do that. Biotech conductors. I have to say, missions have gone really better in terms of like their rewards as far as materials are concerned. Alright, no missions for us. Let's see if we can find a Haz-res somewhere around here. On our way back to our carrier, maybe. Let's see, what about this system? This system is kind of calling to me. Or this one. Ibisu. B is actually 2 jumps away. Anyway, let's see if we can get back to B. So it's like, and see if there's anything in the interim that we can actually get at. That's Atreus, that's what we're talking about. There's a major bug that we are well aware with the care packages. Alright, let's see if there's anything here. Construction doesn't look like it. Again, signals or something. It's like, nope, nothing obvious. But if the system map there's like a ring planet, you might want to explore it and see. Like, I don't know if Haz-res is. I think you might have to actually explore the scan, as in discovery scan the relevant gas giant for a Haz-res to show up. I don't think it shows up. So yep, there you go. Now it's showing up. Oh, there's a hazardous one too. Okay, cool. So, just select this one. Hey Blades Easy, this is not PlayStation 5, this is a PC session. Personal computer. At least that's what I think it stands for. Alright, let's go to the Haz-res. I haven't heard anybody complain about the volume, the music volume, the game volume in a while, so I kind of presume that it's okay now. But again, you guys tell me if that's the case or not. And for those who joined recently, again, we have a few new commands. You can try !Fargoid, !Guardian, !Prismatic turns on and off the border of my webcam box, !Shake shakes the webcam, !Skill tells me I'm having skill issues. Nice, Tarif. Cool. Is that in darkness? I don't know if I want to do it in darkness. There's a high res. I guess we came all the way, might as well. Is there another hazardous? Well, it's all the way out of the way. Ugh. There's another Haz-res here. Where is it? Fine, whatever, we'll do this one. Even if it's a little dark. We'll manage, we'll manage. Vision to a rescue. Fangs out. Pips to WAP. I should also kind of change my pip macro to make it 114 versus a 024 that I kind of generally use for AX. But it's fine. No, Haz-res has a good amount of interesting targets. Especially I love clippers because they are large, slow targets. They're awesome targets in Haz-res. I also love fighting in asteroids because it makes kind of like actually having to pay a bit more attention to where you're going rather than just empty space. Like, I see something. What is that? I can't actually tell from the range distance. It's a gunship. Gunships are usually pirates, but they can be miners actually. Well, that one is a pirate. So let's say hello. Yeah, you can scam me all you want. I don't mind. But let's dance. Field is out already. It's launching a fighter. Not that I particularly care. Missed that double shot. I did not miss that double shot. Those double shots. Boom. Not those. Boom. 68 merits. Are we getting merits too? Oh, cool. Merits are good. Well, thanks, Soms. Appreciate it. I was trying to fix it. I'm glad it feels better. My shirt is bright. Yeah, because again, I'm kind of like, I was trying to kind of fix that, but oh man, it's hard to get the contrast right when you have like a bright white thing indirect lighting mix. Let's see if I can fix that. There should be a number. That's a comic key color collection color key. Image Luma key. Is it a Luma key? No, not different than shadow, sharpen, stroke. Nope. So shaders. Nope. I have to play with like the brightness here. Situation hue shift opacity. It's not easy to do. Like I need to play with curves, and I think I can do it with like a user-defined shader of some kind. But I need to see what I can load as a texture file. I made a texture ASCII shader. Well, this kind of turns me into an ASCII image, which is cute, but not what I wanted to do. Burn shader. No, this does. I don't even know what this does. Cartoon effect. Oh, I'm a cartoon now. Hello. Cell shaded. Oh, cell shading. I like cell shading as an effect. I don't know if it looks good on a webcam. I like it as an effect. I like this. This is like the Borderlands style, but this actually looks really good. Not on a sort of permanent basis, but I think it's kind of nice. Color depth shader. This is a weird one. Oh, congratulations, Elite Pro. Like, Hydra in a Corvette is no small feat. Digital rain. Wow, this is cool. This is like the Matrix effect, except it's going sideways. Right. Darken shader. Opacity percentage, fill percentage. Does this work? Doesn't look like it does anything. Playing with some of the settings here. Yeah, no, this doesn't really do anything. Chromatic. There's an effect called drunk. What does the drunk shader do? Unclear. Box blur, border. This is a cell shader again. Maybe we keep the Stealth shader for a minute. No, why are you being chicker? That's fine. I don't know if you can drop the white point in your software. Well, you can do anything and everything, like with the right tools in OBS. You just need to know what those tools are. And that's the challenge, right? Got field color, radial, linear shader, fireworks shader. Oh, fireworks. That's nice. Should be really cool.
Scan festgestellt.
Should be like an effect of like one of those things that like you trigger with like fireworks. Rainbow. How about rainbow? Oh, that's too much rainbow. VCR, VHS. How about VHS? Like beautiful, like VHS quality. Well, I'm glad you did it, Elite Pro. Like I believed in you. I'm glad you believed in yourself too, and see, you were right in believing in yourself. Paranoid pixelation. Well, these look all interesting, but also particularly annoying. So I don't know that I should keep them. Swirl is like, oh gosh, it's really bad. Enhance shader. This boring stuff, weird stuff. Fisheye shader. Oh, why? Hi there. It's good to see you in the fisheye shader. Well, we'll keep it off. Yeah, we didn't manage to kind of fix the white point on this thing, so. Move point, similarity, contrast, brightness, gamma. Like. As fine as it is. Yeah, no. Premium ammo for your first Hydra is totally fine. Totally fine. So let's go back to shooting things. Hey, British Kit Kat, welcome to the stream. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words. Hope you catch some sleep. I know, like, having a hard time sleeping is rough. So we can find something to shoot here. That's an eagle. Should we bully an eagle? It's surging or jumping out, so I'm not gonna catch in time. Find something else. Like, type 6s are miners. So those are not interesting. Something else. Flugstabilizer aus. Oh, there it is. Imperial Eagle. Thank you for a follow. I am Hollow Rider. Let's blast this eagle. I want to shoot this eagle with my shock cannons for once. Also, I want to try avoid hitting this asteroid, which might be challenging. It was very challenging. In fact, I didn't manage to avoid hitting it. Alright, I don't think I need all that energy web. Alright, fine. We're using passives. Boom. And ramming it out of the way. Because we got prismatic shields, and you don't. Hey, Mira J! Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. What else do we have around here? There's a Python. Let's see if that Python is friendly or not. Looks like it's going to mine, so it's probably a miner. Yeah, it's clean. Your test failed successfully, the British Kit Kat. Who's scanning me? John Richardson. What are you flying, John Richardson? Imperial Eagle. Why are you guys all in Eagles today? Like, I kind of die instantaneously. Like, come on, shock cannons. Do your thing. Alright, boom. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I don't think we have anything. Oh, there's a federal assault ship. Nah, federal assault ships can be pirates. Just log into your old Twitch account. Change name now. Cool. Anything on that thing that is not engineered? Well, the shock cannons are not engineered because they cannot be engineered. So there's that. If that counts. Other than that, not much else. I think pretty much everything else is engineered. My cargo hatch is not engineered. That is not engineered. You cannot engineer a cargo hatch, for those who are kind of like lost on why I'm laughing my ass off here. Ooh, maybe I should put some pips to weapon. That might result in me being able to fire my weapons. That'd be good. If you ram me, you're not gonna have the best of it. I can tell you that. Boom. Ah, 80 merits. No, that's better. Like there's no hostiles anymore here. You can absolutely share my Corvette build with you. If you want, we can do also a little bit of build clinic. I usually do dedicated streams for build clinics. But if you want, we can do a bit of a build clinic since we're not doing anything particularly critical or important other than shooting pyro. Oh, there's a wanted asp. Maybe we shoot the asp and then we do a build clinic. But if you can't post the link, however, because the link is not going to work. It's not going to let you post the link. What you need to do is you need to post if you export from Etsy and you do kind of short link. If you just post the letter alphanumerical code of the short link, I can then punch it into my Etsy short link and get to your build. But you can't post the full link. The full link is not going to work. One shot of that shield. Thank you, JD Mew, for the follow also on Twitter. Boom. There's a Python that looks hostile. Yeah, I just started streaming on Twitch because I figured how to do multi-stream, so like we're now doing that. All right, come on, shock cannons, shock away, boom. All right. Well, that's with the kitty. Is that your build or is that the British Kit Guy's build? Oh, the Fuel Cobra Cat Mark II. Yeah, different one. But anyway, British Kit Guy. That's a code you need to stand. What else we got on scanner? Or a Clipper. Oh, Clipper, where are you? There you are. Let's go say hi to that Clipper. I don't really know how to get to Coriolis in terms of short links and codes, so if you can export it to Etsy, we can do it with that code thingy. Otherwise, I'm not sure I know how to get a hand of that link. Be able to see your build. Have I increased my FOV or am I tripping? It's a good question, Conscious. I didn't increase my FOV, but I did move my viewport so that now I have basically black bands top and bottom. But I always played widescreen. I just basically cropped and cut out the sides of my view beforehand, and now I'm not doing that anymore because I basically have the top and bottom black bars, as you can see. Alright, let's blast this clipper. Close range a bit more. Shield down. Incendiary passes are lethal against shield, and also pretty damaging against pulse. There's that too. Boom. Boom. $500,000 bounty. Nice. As you can see, shock cannons are really not that good. You can import ship builds into Coriolis or at sea interchangeably using EDMC. Yeah, I'm sure you can, but it's a little complicated to do while I'm kind of streaming live and have 72 windows open already. Let me close this. Close some of the 72 windows I have open right now. Yeah, no, yeah, again, most streaming services don't support anything other than 16:9 as a sort of ratio. Oh, thank you, JD. I mean, I don't know about that. It's just, you know, if you can stream on, you know, the thing about streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and all these things at the same time is the complicated thing is you have typically different chat with different sort of communities, and keeping track of that and responding to people is horrifically confusing until I kind of figured finally a way to put the actual chat on stream, which is what you see at the bottom of the stream, so that now everybody can see what everyone is typing, so at least people can see what people are saying and people can see what I'm responding to. So that makes the experience tolerable, I think, and allows actual multi-streaming to happen. Like the last time I streamed on Twitch was 4 years ago. That's a vulture. I hate vultures. Ooh, an SLF. So I was gonna say, like, gunships are the ones that usually have SLFs. Gustav is scanning me. Where's Gustav? Gustav is in a Python. Ooh, good. Prefer Pythons to vultures.
Flugstabilisator aus. Scan festgestellt.
Power plant.
Flugstabilisator an.
Oh, hello there. Yeah, I haven't been on Twitch for 4 years. This is the second time maybe. I think I was trying something yesterday, but yeah. Sort of like officially the first time back on Twitter in almost half a decade. The thing about like passies is they're fixed weapons, so they could care less if someone is shooting chaff. Maybe I should put some pips in weapon. Weapons though. Hey Dave, Phil Talk, thanks for joining. Thanks for a follow. Ah, I got shields back. huge. Welcome to the stream. Trying to see like what you guys see actually. You can read the chat at the bottom of the ticker, right? That's readable. Or at the top if you're following on mobile, I think, right? Is Frontier doing the Twitch stream tomorrow? I think so, right? They have Frontier Unlocked coming up. I believe so. I had to rearm. You get 2 jumps away. Maybe we try something slightly different. Get there before I get mass lock, which I should be able to. Hey Scott, hello to Bangkok. Nobody has Fargoid-ized me in a while. Have a good night, Sinif. Stop, man. I overheat. Now the beauty that wrong buttons. I don't know what happened here. Oh, I know what is going on. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's one of the beauties of working from home, is you have some more freedom and flexibility on matters surrounding your work. Anyway, now that I'm sort of getting more into how this whole streaming thing works, I welcome your ideas on like what else I can do to kind of make it more interesting, engaging. Maybe we could play a little game. I don't know if we can do it though, because it's like the fact that there's a stream delay of a few seconds make a difference. I was thinking of like actually using Twitch or YouTube chat commands to use my ECM and see if I could defend from the few limpets that Wizard Kitty's trying to fire at me. But there's like probably too much of a delay to kind of do that reliably. So you're welcome, Gable. Glad the guide was helpful. I need to update it still for the Vanguard's economy changes, but I also want to see if anything else changes. Hey, all that is Jay. Yeah, they had to break for a pretty important phone call, but now we're back, and even then kind of catching up on people, because like I think when you first go streaming, there's a notification that goes out so people actually join the stream. Like if you need to disconnect and then reconnect, and for whatever reason it creates a new stream, the notification does not go out at that point, so people don't know that you're live again. So it takes a while for them to trickle back in. Good morning, Beastie. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's right. Like background music. And again, I don't know if you like the background music, but again, this is something that I've been exploring with like over the last couple of days to create some kind of like background music meant for streaming, but also meant for like general play. Right? So we tried this and it kind of works pretty well. The problem in Haz-res is that it kind of runs out of ammo really quickly. So one visual suggestion is to add a black panel behind your camera with some opacitor to separate a little from the game visible inside the frame. Oh, that's such a good suggestion, actually. JD. I thought I had written down by way the exact size of that thing. I lost it. But trying to think about whether it's like an easy way to do it without adding an image, but I guess I can add an image. All right, let's create a black rectangle. That's an easy one. We may have to crop it a little bit and whatnot. Black. See if we can increase the size a little. Canvas size. Okay. This is probably not ideal, but we'll figure it out. Save as black square. Back rectangle. Black rectangle. Alright. And new weapon. Add source image. Black rectangle. Take a moment to name it so that we actually know what it is. Otherwise, I can promise you I would forget. Black rectangle. Alright, so now we have a black rectangle. We kind of need to play with somewhat. And increase so that it covers the whole thing. And then obviously I didn't know the exact size, so we have to crop it somewhat. To do that, we use a crop filter. Crop, crop, crop. Crop pad. We're gonna chop off the top 30 and the bottom 30. Maybe more than that. 50. 50. That's almost right. In fact, it might be just right. And then we need to put it in the right sequence and things. And behind the backgrounds that show up when you type exclamation mark, Firegoid or exclamation mark. Guardian. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a random filter, like a chroma key or something. Not because we want to do a chroma key, but because we want to set the opacity of this thing. How about this? Is this too dark, too light? Usually 0.8 works decent. Let's see, I'm gonna put 80. This is 0.8. What do you think? This is Mira's suggestion. Oh, you had to build in Etsy. Well, thanks for doing that. Again, if you have the code, I will gladly do sort of a little real-time build clinic. DG cargo racks, nice. Those are very nice. 66 tons of extra cargo. Nobody's gonna ever sort of complain that you have 64 more tons of cargo with no downsides. The railguns from the CG, however, are terrible. So, like, there's that. Something just to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. 75 for a little more. So 75 would be more transparent. I think that's what you're saying, right? 75. This is 75. There's also a glow effect around me. There's actually a white border around my overall silhouette. Like, it's not particularly prominent. It's not meant to be prominent. It's meant to be kind of like a bit of a highlight without going crazy. Oh, that's awful. I think if you contact support, they might actually get it back for you. Right. Oh, yeah, I have a ton of those too. Let me see if the Fargoid... Someone try punching in !Fargoid and see if the filter still works with the alpha in the background. I think it should, but only one way to find out. Glad you like it, all that it's Jay. I spent the last couple of days coming up with this music. And I was thinking of actually making a music album, like the third music album with like this Peace to Mankind, different flavor music, which is just, there you go, like the Fargoid ! Yeah, it works, looks good. If you want to get real fancy, make a copy of your camera and add a color correct. Make a copy of your camera and add a color correct filter to it. Make it black and offset it a little plus half opacity. Instant drop shadow. I actually have a shadow filter. Well, I can use a shadow filter on the camera. I don't know how it looks. I never kind of tried it, but it is in here. So shadow, max threshold. It's kind of like, the thing is kind of black in the background, so I don't know. Auto padding, no padding. Blur type, triangular, intensity, light angle. This is, again, I don't know that it's gonna look particularly decent. I also don't know that it looks anything like anything right now. Let's see if we can change the shadow distance somewhat. Right, this is shadow on and off. And the shadow distance, yeah, it doesn't look good. Nah. Fill type, oh, the color is black. I could do a green shadow. I don't know if it looks, there you go. This is like a green shadow in the background. Like probably with kind of different angle, because like the lighting angle like is awful. This is like having a green shadow, but I mean it works. But I mean probably make it bigger too. Like do something. Like, intensity. What does intensity do? It kind of makes it brighter or darker. The mask threshold doesn't do much. Size makes it even bigger. That's like gives me a bit of a glow thing. Like, the camera has its own shadow. No, the chroma key is before in the filter, so that's not happening. It's unless I got it in the wrong filter. No, this is before the chroma key. This is when a filter cuts it out. If this is after the chroma key, so it doesn't do it. Saint Mechan, yeah. I mean, if I do it like in a kind of white color, I guess it gives me really a saint, or a yellow. I guess yellow is saint kind of color. Like, especially if I kind of put the lighting angle so it's kind of more on top of me. Right, there you go. Oh gosh, you made me a Fargoid again. Saint Mechan the Fargoid. This is kind of a little bit too intense though. Like, even by like, even by being a saint, it's like it's a little too intense. Like a little bit more of a subtle saint. How about that? I don't know, like more subtle saint. I don't necessarily think this looks good, but what do you think? Oh, very green. Like make it like a shadow, make a shadow green. Like so that with the Fargo. Actually, the green shadow looks a bit better than the yellow shadow. Yeah, I know. I bet again. I kind of suck at Twitter. I'm not even a Twitch partner. I mean, the last stream I did on Twitch was 5 years ago. Like, so Prismatic disables the out. I need to do it something different than just disabling the outer thing. Maybe I should make it change. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see, because I think there might be something. I don't know now. It's not easy or straightforward to do that based on the way I did it. So there's a filter here. Hue. Color correction. So we could change the prismatic shields to like bi-weaves, for example, right? So let's say we cannot turn the prismatics back on, so I'll do that for you. You can probably hue shift them to like make them bi-weaves or something like this. Right. Oh, the glow is a shield as well. Like, and then you could change the color as well. Yeah, you could do commands that do that. It's a good suggestion, Storming the Bag. For now, I guess we'll just keep it as it is. As I play around with all the hue shifts. I can't remember who was suggesting to kind of do a build review. I don't know if you actually put in the chat your build code. Let's see if kind of see if you put the code in here. I don't see it, but if you do put the Etsy code, I will pull it up in terms of a short link. I see where's a kitty from earlier, but I don't see any others. Can you have prismatic or bi-weave pulse in a shield for a few seconds and have it disappear? Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Prismatic or bi-weave pulse in the shield for a few seconds and disappear. You can do whatever you want. Like in OBS, you can do literally anything you want. Like this is a blur filter that like kind of, you can have it kind of pulse like this. You can have it do whatever you want. Like, yeah, you can literally do anything and everything. There was a CRT render effect for the webcam that I kind of liked. Again, they're complete memes and stuff. Like this one I might actually add because it's cool. On this one, filter. This is a custom shader. And this one is load shader file. This one was like CRT or something. Where is it? CRT curvature? Like curvature, really? No, this is not what I wanted to do. Under FI, VRT, VCR, VHS, VCR. Like something like this. Right. These are all kind of. But I thought there was like a Game Boy kind of version of thing. There's a fire shader. Whoa, this is actually pretty cool. Fire. But it also removes anything that you have in here, which kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. Let's see what else we got. Doodle effect. I like doodling around. It's pretty cool. But no, let's stick to something like cell shading. Cell shading. Cell shaded. Alright, we'll use cell shaded. I mean, again, I like cell shading. I guess a bit of a weird effect, but why not? That's right, I'm being hyper-addicted by fireworks. CRT, one interdiction, unless I'm recording VHS tape. That's wrong play, that's right, yeah. You have caused chaos, JD Mew, like, that's what your gang does best, and we all love you for it, so, like, thank you. Like, no, I'm not a VTuber, like, negative. I thought VTubers were ones that actually don't show their face, that just have some kind of weird puppet or icon or something kind of speak while they speak. I don't know, that kind of freaks me out. Right. I mean, nothing against them if that's your thing, but again, not my thing. definitely not my thing. There was something I wanted to do like with the filters. Oh yes, the fireworks on the gaming overall layout. Like gameplay and browser. Let's go to that one. So what I can do here is I can add user-defined shader fireworks. I'll call it fireworks. I can do it real time. And then load this thing, which is called fireworks something. There's actually 2 fireworks here. Fire effect, fireworks. Let's see what the fireworks 2 looks like. This is the second one. I think the first one is nicer. Fireworks 1. Yeah, this one's much cooler. So now we have the fireworks effect, which is annoyingly on all the time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a command to let you guys start the fireworks. This one, create a new command, add fireworks. Annoying thing is I have to type in like 6 different spots, but it'll work once I finally add recent triggers, add core triggers, commands, command triggered, create command, fireworks, start group, fun. Gotta fix some cooldown stuff. 10 and 30. You would hope one would live in a world where cooldowns are not needed, but unfortunately we live in a world where cooldowns are needed. Start sources, both Twitch and YouTube. Okay. And then we just need to add a command to OBS Studio so that the sources set source filter state for the gameplay stuff is fireworks visible, and then give it like 5-second delay or something like that. And then do the same but make it not visible anymore. Hidden. Alright. Test triggers. Now in 5 seconds it should turn off. And it did. Alright. Now you guys can do it too. Punch in yeah, the short link, Elite Pro 058. I don't think you posted it, so I couldn't pull up your build. But if you can post it, I'll pull it up. So anyway, yeah, now you should be able to kind of type in fireworks, and it should. There you go. Bam. Cool. I wonder if there's such a way to kind of do it less abruptly, though. Like, I'm sure there's. Oh, the attack piece. I see. Oh, sorry. This is I don't think actually there's a way to do it less. Fireworks. Okay, we got fireworks. And we can add it to the list of things that people can use. Oh, I kind of never finished actually showing you the screenshots we took, and let me actually bring that up again. Where did it go? Widgets now. Where did I put it? I put it in a webcam or something? Actually, let me update the text so that you have that try stuff. Skill and exclamation mark fireworks. Not fireworks. Alright, we added it up there. And this should not be here, this should be here. Alright, now we have these are the image slideshow I was telling you. These are screenshots that we've taken with Xenostrike Force just recently. which I think some of them are really cool. There you go. You're missing an R, huge in that Fargoid. So what were we doing here? We were, by the way, reassembling build of some kind. No, there were never two. I've been Fargoid's ISIS again. There were never two carriers. It was just a squadron carrier. Hey Tarif, welcome to Manoa. Someone wanted to see the frags, the combat zone frags, which I think we only have 2 of, though. Yeah, we only have 2 of them, so we have 2 large and 2 small, which on the Python are like a bit of a question mark. What do we have? We have Concord cannons that we were using yesterday and which kind of suck completely, like awful, just bad. We have separate build of advanced plasma accelerators somewhere, but this is typical multi-cannons, boring. Everybody has these, nothing special about them. I don't know like how many rails I have. We have a Super Pen feedback cascade. And then we have the 3 CG ones, which I scratch my head about, like right now. He's just bad. Right. And because like the concept of an all-rail Python Mark II is a terrible concept. Try my aim with plasma accelerators, so that's a good idea. I should probably do it on an FDL versus the Python Mark II, because like that's like the typical ship. I do have an FDL. I probably cannibalize for like parts for other builds, so I don't know in what state it is. It's probably in a terrible state, but let's check it out. See what we got. We got a huge plasma accelerator there, so this one is like efficient thermal conduit with the right things. And then I think we have 2 PAs, thermal conduit, and target lock breaker. This is like the old setting, like this is the 3-2 old setting, which is kind of less and less popular nowadays. And PvPers tell me that people now go with 5 PAs. I think these are in the right hard points. And here I guess we go 2 rails. So this is like the old school PvP build, the 3-2. 3 PAs and 2 rails. Long range and feedback cascade, these 2. Hey Sugar, thanks for joining the madness. Wrong section. This is... Alright, utility mount. So this is just terrible because like all my shield boosters are on my Python, so I probably need to pull them back here. This is overcharged thermal spread. Overcharged G4 thermal spread. I don't know why, but that's what it is. Alright, Dave Wiltalk knows what he's talking about when he's talking about PvP builds, unlike me. I don't know what I'm talking about, so don't listen to me as far as this stuff is concerned. This is just a 4A pre-engineered life support. Alright, power distributor, charge enhancer. This is fine. This is fine. The rest of the build looks pretty okay. It's an SCB. So typically I'd probably go with like a class 4 shield, but I don't have one apparently, so I have to go with a prismatic class 5, which I think I have, and this is... I was pretty sure I had I think that's one of the other things that I scavenged for the Python Mark II. I think. Yeah, that's a good point, Dave, about the integrity of a plant. Yeah, 5 of those CG rails. I'm thinking about what to try them on. It's a good question. I mean, it's not like you need 5 feedback escape rails for anything. It's like, I don't even know if you need 2. Yeah, so Elite Pro, you can't post the full link. You have to post just the code. So like, let me see if I can do it, because I think I can post a full link here. Like, I'm gonna say pull up just a standard Corsair, go under Ops, Export, generate a short link, and if you post the short link, this is what it's gonna look like. This is what the short link is gonna look like. But what I need you to post is not the full short link. What I need you to post is just the code. So this part, the one that I just posted now. Hopefully this explains what you need to do. Yeah, but I mean, a PvE rail going up, yeah, it's gonna run out of ammo in like 3 minutes, even with high cap. Nice, thanks, Shugo. All right, so Elite Pro, yes, that is what I needed. Thank you. Now I have it. So give me a second and we'll pull up your build and we'll chat about it. Also, I will say that I am not the most experienced Corsair builder / pilot in the galaxy. In fact, far from it. But maybe we can still chat about it and have a few suggestions. We'll see. Yeah, right. Dave, that sounds definitely the case. Alright, so let's see if the browser comes up. Browser is up. Sorry for those who are looking at the vertical format. It's not going to come up in the vertical format, but it is what it is. Let me kind of move it a little bit maybe, so that we can kind of see it properly, I guess. And we can actually size it so that's actually... Alright. So this is Elite Pro 58 Corvette build. And what he has is a 2 medium, 2 small Guardian Gauss, which is, most people don't know it, but this is actually the correct build for the Federal Corvette with Gauss because of weapon convergence. Like, weapon convergence is an issue on the ship, and the convergence of the large and medium hardpoints just doesn't jive with huge hardpoints at all, and as a result, most people will have the 2 huge in the 2 medium Gauss in the huge hardpoints, and then the 2 small Gauss and the in the small hardpoints. So this is correct. And then you have a fixed beam laser with long range thermal vent, which is correct, and then 2 flak launchers, which is again pretty standard for the Corvette. You chose to go with light wave alloys with heavy duty and deep plating, which for the Corvette, where speed is a critical issue, is probably a wise choice. And on heavier ships like the Corvette, the question in my mind is how much do you lose with military grade? So you're at 399 and you have 5,000 hull. We'll talk about that in a minute. Like, if you put military grade, heavy duty deep plating, you go down to 395, so you lose 4 meters per second of speed, which is not the end of the world, and you go to 6,200, which is, yeah, I don't know if it's worth a trade-off. It's a bit of a toss-up. I think either one can work. You already have a ginormous amount of hull anyway, so let's stick with lightweight for a moment and run with it. You have low emission stripped down. Now that is an unconventional choice for a power plant. Very unconventional. Stripped down, I guess, saves a little bit of mass, but not a lot. It's almost never worth it. And you have a heat efficiency of 0.22. If you put thermal spread, it probably will put you, no, it doesn't even put you over. Let me play around with power priorities a little bit. Like if you set things so that your FSD and hatch are on 5, your repair input controller and your FMU on 3 and 4 respectively. This should be an advanced scanner, by the way. I presume you want the advanced version. And are these serious sinks? No, these are not serious sinks, so let's fix that right in a moment. Alright, so we got serious sinks here. We have a bunch of module reinforcement packages. So I'm gonna lose these, and I'm actually gonna switch to regular module reinforcement packages because, for a number of reasons. Also, you should practically never have MRPs in the military slot because of the damage sequence through which modules take damage. So if you wanted to do it this way, you would put the hull reinforcement packages here, and you would put the module reinforcement packages down here instead. Oops, I think I did I overwrite one of your HRPs? I might have overwritten one of your HRPs. So anyway, you do it this way. And this would have 5, 3, you're following the 3 MRP rule, which is good. You want 3 MRPs on a ship that has no shield as a general rule, but you don't necessarily need 2 5s, and actually you're not, for whatever reason. This small one should be a module reinforcement package for the resistance. Like this one you have for this is going to take damage last, so you want this for the additional resistance. That brings you up in terms of module resistance all the way to 94%, which is actually a pretty significant boost up compared to the 84%. It's like less than half the module damage than you would have with only 2. So you definitely want this for an MRP from the resistances. And we'll come back to some of these other things. Like the way I would do it in general is actually I tend to try and have the 2 smallest slots to be my MRP for the resistances, and then I go up from there. Like, so I would actually put a 3D module reinforcement package here, and then I would probably use a slot here for a 4A AFMU. 4A is preferable to 4B. The 4B has higher overall capacity, but the actual repair rating of a 4A is significantly higher. So you should use A-rated unless you have a very good reason to use something other than A-rated. And then again, you could put a power reinforcement package here instead of MRP since you have 3 and you're good. What else you got here? You got serious sinks for days. You downside. This is a bit of an extreme choice, like using a 2D. If you really want to make it super extreme, this is the most super extreme version, which is faster boot, which is nice, especially if this is designed to turn off with strip down. Saves you another 100 kilograms, but who cares on a ship this heavy? But like, this is a bit overkill. It's like really cripples the ability of a ship to kind of move around. I personally wouldn't keep a Corvette like this unless I was trying to do something truly extreme. I occasionally do things that are truly extreme, so like I might keep a Corvette like this. But the key thing in my mind right now is to look at how far we are from minimum thruster mass. So Dirty Drags has a minimum mass of 945 tons, and we are a whole 500 tons higher than that. So very significantly higher. The question is, can we lose some mass without crippling our overall hull integrity or not? And that's a good question. I'll play with it for a little bit to see if it works. You also downsize your full tank to be extreme. Honestly, I wouldn't go this low. I would have at least an 8 ton, because trust me, if you're especially doing like a long Hydra fight, the last thing you want to do is you want to run out of fuel because you downsized your tank to a completely unsustainable level. And yeah, Dave, the Corsair against the Basilisk is amazing, like especially the easy mode Corsair. So again, sorry, back to us. So this is what we got, and then you have a 128 ton for limpet, which you're never ever gonna need, but that's okay, and a 70 repair limpet control, which is fine. You know, if this was my ship, I'd probably do something slightly different. I would put a second AFMU into it, which puts me over here in terms of power plant, but it's fine. We can go monstered. I wonder if I can fit a third AFMU. Well, that would be probably tough. Tight. How tight? Whatever. No, I got wrong slot anyway. That sets me. Can I go down one? Low emission 2 monster. Low emission 1 monster. Low emission 1 monster. Maybe even thermal spread. That turns everything off. Monster. I think low emission monster 1 has a heat efficiency of 0.3, which is still excellent. Absolutely excellent. And here you now have 3 FMUs. Now 3 FMUs, like the speed at which FMUs repair compounds. So with 3 FMUs you're repairing at 3 times the speed. And since this ship is basically designed to take damage, because it will take damage, the ability to repair your models in 1/3 of the time is actually really good. And honestly, you don't need 6,000 hull. I mean, if you get to a point where you need 6,000 hull, you're basically struggling so much that you got other issues, not the build issues that we're talking about here. Then again, just habit of putting all my weapons on 2 and like have other things on 1. A good way to farm merits for Arisa. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video I put out recently that talks about going to rank 100 in 1 day by doing 1 ton trades. That is the fastest way to get merits for anyone, and I'm pretty sure Arisa is not an exception to that. I'll link you the video if I can find it in a second. This is the video. Back to the build. Sorry, 1 second. So now we've corrected the sort of more obvious build oddities. Now we have a build that is very tanky with almost 5,000 all hit points, with more or less infinite repairs, and with 3 FMUs that are going to repair pretty much anything in no time. And we have that with also a very heat efficient power plant. So we got a good base. The question is, do we want to see if we can go faster without losing too much weight? But unfortunately, I don't know that we can. Like, if we were to go light wave deep plating on all the MRPs, I want to see how fast we can go. Let me try that for a moment. So this one brings us to 404, which is kind of nice, but we lose almost 50% of our hull for that, and it's kind of not worth it, honestly. Like, So I'm going back to the heavy-duty deep plating piece. Other than that, I don't know that there's anything else massive that you can lose here in terms of like weight. So yeah, this is what I would honestly go for if you're going for like a Gauss corvette or AX combat. Note that you will need to do paint, what is called paint beavering with this ship. And if you've never heard what paint beavering is, I can post you a mini tutorial that I've also created. Because this ship is too slow to kind of really get away from the swarm. So what you need to do to take down the swarm is this. Is the 8A power distributor needed for this? Yes, absolutely. Oh, not stripped down though. This I missed. This should be super conduits. Absolutely, this is no question. Super conduits. You need that to power your 2 medium and 2 small Gauss. You could downsize it to 7A, but I really wouldn't. Like, you gain what? 80 tons. How much speed do you get? 5 tons of speed. Nah, I wouldn't do it. I'd stick with the 8. No, I wouldn't drop the fuel tank further. This is 8 tons. Again, if you're doing Hydra fights, you really don't want to cut it this close if you need to re-exert, or if you need to somehow kind of go and repair for an extended period of time, fight through and enrage. Like a ship like this, keep in mind, look at the power grid consumption. Keep in mind, fuel scales with power grid usage, right? So fuel is 0.08 times your megawatt in use of capacity. And this ship runs with 36, 37 megawatt of capacity. So this thing burns a lot of fuel with hardpoints deployed. Like, you don't want to get to a point where you're storing hardpoints to save fuel. I mean, that would suck. You can't do that, by the way. You can save fuel by storing hardpoints. I don't know how many people know that, but it's true, because storing hardpoints drop your power consumption, and in dropping your power consumption, you drop your fuel consumption. But is it something you really want to have in your mind while you're doing a Hydra fight? I don't know. I don't. I really don't. Not for 8 tons of, not for 8 or for even 4 tons to drop this further. I just wouldn't do it. Like, so yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like, I mean, this is meant for a solo fight. If you go to an anti-Xeno combat zone, obviously you would add a shutdown field neutralizer, and you would add at least 1, probably 2 caustic sinks is what I would do. Like, because these are very handy utilities in an anti-Xeno combat zone. But for a solo fight, this is fine. You got sinks for days. Like, thank you for follow MTX Mikey, by the way. And so yeah, this is what I would do. Like, I'm trying to think about, is there anything I guess I would change? Actually, there is a thing I would change, or maybe 2. So, but how much are we gonna push up in terms of power? Let's see. What I want to do is I want to see if I can actually put an even higher AFMU size, but those are very, very power hungry. So, but this works. This works. So I would actually go up with the AFMU up to level 7. Trying to think if I want to go really crazy, but I think then we really will run out of power. Can you turn off the FMU when it's not in use for power saving? Yeah, oh, absolutely. You can turn the FMU off whenever you want, but then it doesn't work. So if you're trying to repair, you need it on. You can store hard points to turn it back on, but do you really want to store hard points to use an FMU if you don't have to, right? But let me play with a thing for a moment. Let me play for a thing for a moment. Let me play with this. This is brutal on power, but if we switch to armored, we are golden. And this is barely higher than low emission thermal spread. Yeah. Not to mention has much higher integrity, so you know we got that one. And the mass is fairly negligible once you're here like 400 no matter what you do. So we have two. We lost an MRP, we need to put MRP somewhere. Where's the MRP here? And this has 5,200 tons, 5,200 hit points of the hull. Oh, we need to also drop one of these, which by the way gives us some weight, which is nice which is actually perfect because that's why we have the 6 fuel tank, the 6 cargo rack 4, which is perfect. And that gives us our speed back to 401. Yeah, this I think is what I do. This is I think what we'll do. Like the FMUs in this case repair not only incredibly fast, but have also an enormous amount of ammo because the 7A has 9,600 units and the 6A has 8,100 units. So you have module repairs forever at incredible speed. You have 64 tons of repair limpets still, which is something that if you need 64 tons of limpets, you got beaten up so badly. But again, your build doesn't matter. And everything else just kind of fits. You have 4.4K hull, which is slightly less than what you had before, but it's still a very large amount. Again, if you need to repair all this hull, you're gonna take a very long time repairing all this hull, even with a 7D repair limpet controller. Like, this is more than enough buffer that you are going to need for a decent flight. Again, you can play with it. If you think you need more buffer than this, I don't think you need it. But if you do, then you would switch the AFMUs back into a 4 slots and you upgrade the hard reinforcement packages back to a 5 slot. But if you're okay with 4.4K ton, kilo hit points, then having more ammo in the FMUs just gets you to repair your models faster. And I think this ship is going to take more damage to modules than it's going to take damage to hull as a general rule. So having the ability to repair your models faster is welcome. Like, another option would be to add even a fourth MRP, but that would cripple our hull even further, and that's more questionable. Like, if we did that, we're going to 3,700. You know, we're getting into heavy crate territory over, like, I would probably do it. I would probably do this because this basically makes your modules really resilient at 97%, and it gives you the ability to repair even if you lose your main MRP because you're not paying attention. You still have 3 and you can still repair them. You know what? What's probably the best of all worlds? I would do this. This is a really unconventional thing. Because, like, typically you want the module reinforcement packages to be the biggest size possible. But because you have 4 instead of 3, I think you can get away with a compromise of not doing that. And maybe you can even crash in. Yeah, this turns off your hatch and FSD and is a pain in the neck. Don't do it. And yeah, this is what I would do. Again, you should run it by people who actually fly corvettes and know what they're talking about. I am just riffing. But anyway, this is your Crimson Typhoon Mark II. And exporting it so you can have it in chat. Boom. Oh gosh, it's gotten really late. Alright, I think we can turn this off. And yeah, no, we're not gonna have time, unfortunately, to kind of like take the FTL out for a spin. But hopefully that little exercise in like build design has helped a number of people. with that, I think we'll conclude our multi-stream experiment. We'll turn our prismatic shields back on. There we go. Maybe also turn off this weird cell shader thing on the camera, which was fun to play with, but go back to something normal. Right, folks, guys, thanks for joining. Go to mankind. Commander Mechan, over and out.